Hello there. Our top story on Indian Express Opinion Videos is the deteriorating situation in Jammu and Kashmir, with none other than Defence Minister Arun Jaitley describing it as a war-like zone. To break this down, I have with me Indian Express's senior editor Sushant Singh. Sushant, why is Arun Jaitley calling Jammu and Kashmir a war-like zone?
See, primarily, he's not wrong when he says that the situation is not normal. Jammu and Kashmir comes under the Disturbed Areas Act, and that's why you have the Armed Forces Special Powers Act applicable there. For Mr. Jaitley to come out after a cabinet meeting and say this openly actually means a lot. But what he's trying to do is he's trying to shield the army. Mr. Jaitley is also the defense minister besides being the finance minister, and he's trying to shield the army because the army has been under a lot of criticism. Army has been under a lot of criticism for what Major Gogoi has done. So he wants to show and assert the point that the situation is not normal in Kashmir, and that whatever Major Gogoi did perhaps can be understood or can be explained to a certain extent because the situation is so bad.
Now, why is the army on the front foot in the sense that they should be the police or they should be the paramilitary? Why is the army coming face to face with civilians in urban centers?
I don't think army is coming face to face with civilians in urban centers.
For example, this Major Gogoi, when he strapped this young man on the bonnet of his jeep.
So even with the Major Gogoi case, this was more an exceptional case. The first line of defense is still provided by the JKP and the CRPF, who bear the brunt of Jammu and Kashmir police and the CRPF, who bear the brunt of all the stone pelters and the public protests. Army continues to be restricted to counter-terrorism operation. The Major Gogoi case on the 9th was a specific case because of the election duties that were on at that particular time. Okay. Even currently, the army only does counter-terrorism and counter-militancy operations. These operations where people are pelting stones or protesting are tackled by the police or the paramilitary forces.
So, Defence Minister Jaitley is in a sense defending the army from the criticism that has been unleashed by the Major Gogoi case.
Yes, absolutely. He's trying to protect the army. As a defense minister, it is his duty to protect the army. Right. He's trying to shield the army in a certain sense.
Do you think the Major Gogoi case was an isolated sort of incident? It's become a sort of a lightning rod, as it were, for opinions across the country on both sides of the matter.
See, it is actually Major Gogoi's case is not the case per se of what Major Gogoi did. It is what has happened thereafter, which has raised hackles and sharpened polarized opinions in the country. It is the fact that the army chief went on to give him a commendation card, the fact that the court of inquiry has not yet been completed, the FIR investigation is not yet completed. That has led to sharp polarization and sharp attacks. What Major Gogoi did could probably be justified in some sense, even however vaguely. Yes. It is the fact that the army went out and batted very strongly in favor of what he did, calling it exemplary behavior, awarding him for it.
Do you think this is a politicization of the army?
No, that's a very tough one to answer. Whether it is politicization of the army is hard to say with based on a single anecdotal evidence. Okay. But I'm sure that the political leadership is cognizant of what's going on. And
the fact that Major Gogoi was fielded in front of cameras and said, okay, make a statement, that has never happened before, right?
No, officer of that seniority, it has never happened before. That's true. But perhaps this is the new normal, and the media is the force multiplier, which the army always believes. And they probably had the permission because the briefing was organized by the PRO of the Defense Ministry. So clearly the government was in the loop. That is why the Defense Ministry organized the briefing.
So obviously the army could not, or not only Major Gogoi, but even the chief, your army chief, General Rawat, he couldn't have given these orders without the say-so of his political master. I'm sure
it did include a go-ahead of the political masters. The army is it's not a rogue army, and it cannot go against the political views of the political masters of
Absolutely. There. So quick last question, Sushant. On the line of control, things are not looking good. Inside Jammu and Kashmir, we know that it's deteriorating. Yeah. How do you look at this?
See, there are two different things. The situation on the line of control is the situation with Pakistan. Situation internally in Kashmir is more to do with what the local trouble is.
But one feeds into the other.
Because a lot of actors are common, we tend to believe that the one is feeding to the another. I would like to see as in two separate situations. Okay. The Pakistan army, as of now, would not want the focus to be on the line of control. They would want the focus to be on what they call is the indigenous uprising in Kashmir, whereas our attention would be to shift the focus onto the line of control and to show that it is only happening because the line of control is unstable and the Pakistanis are trying to push terrorists across. So these are two different narratives which are colliding at this particular point.
And inside Jammu and Kashmir, no other way than a political solution to the problem.
Essentially, the solution has to come politically, and the army cannot provide that political solution, cannot fill that vacuum in any way.
Thank you. I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. You've just heard Sushant describing in some detail about what's happening inside Jammu and Kashmir as well as on the line of control. That's all for now.